healthy relationship with failure. What is it and why do we need to have it? Especially if you're an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur, so for me, the easiest thing is to talk to fellow entrepreneurs, but I'm sure this will apply to all other people, or at least many other people as well. So even if you're not an entrepreneur, you might want to stick around. So hi, my name is Miha Matlievski. I am known as the Fail Coach. And it's just because I had very high highs and very low lows on my entrepreneurial journey so far. And I was able to bounce back. I was able to survive through all of that. I'm still here and talking about the journey. So why is healthy relationship with failure very important? I don't think that we can achieve success without a lot of failure from where we are today to wherever our success is. And that success doesn't have to be just financial. Maybe you want to be successful in making a huge impact, positive impact in the world. So definition of success can be very, very different. But for us to achieve that point, we have to do big things. We have to do extraordinary things. We have to really push ourselves outside of the comfort zone. And whenever we are doing that, we are doing something that is new. And whenever we are doing something that is new, no matter how much support and help and knowledge we can gain and gather to help us on that journey, I believe that the likelihood of us failing on the first try is still much higher than likelihood of us succeeding on the first try. So, road to success leads through a whole lot of failures along the journey. And so if we will fail a lot, then we need to have good, healthy relationship with failure. Now, what is the wrong relationship? Wrong relationship is an emotional relationship. And why does that happen? Well, when we set our goals, where we set our vision and our dreams, and we connect all of that, and we can already envision ourselves how our life will look like in the future when we achieve what we are going out to achieve. We usually connect very strong positive emotions towards that. And that's a good thing, because we need those positive emotions to even go on the journey. Now, the funny thing that happens is that when we have strong emotions attached to a positive when we have strong emotions attached to a positive outcome, not outcome, then if things don't happen the way we wanted them to, we will have probably equally strong emotional reaction on the negative side. Now, emotions, they often cloud our vision. We don't see logically, we don't see straight. We start looking for things that have absolutely nothing to do with the process and the action steps and stuff like that. But we might start generalizing things like, nobody likes this, or they don't like me doing that, or I don't know. Like we come up with a lot of different stories that aren't really real. They are real to us because we came up with them, but they're not really real. So what is the right way when we fail? Well, the right way would be to do what one of my business partners likes to call that a wash-up, is where we literally sit down, pen and paper, or on computer or whatever. I prefer pen and paper, either alone, or we gather a team that was supporting us on that journey that led to failure, and we reverse engineer everything. We go back through the whole thing. How did we set the goal? How did we plan the journey? What actionable steps were we planning to do? How were we measuring things? What KPIs did we use? Were we following the SMART technique of setting stuff? And we try to really think about what maybe we missed, what we overlooked, what we could have done differently, what other things are there to try and test out instead of what we were doing. And maybe even figure out, oh wow, we might need somebody to help and support us in this. Maybe we need to, find a mentor. Maybe we need to find a coach, a consulting company, an agency, I don't know, like a marketing agency or, HR agency or, but something or somebody who maybe already walked the journey that we are trying to walk, and who can maybe provide some good insights, some ideas, some other things that we can try and do, so that next time when we go at it again, we do it in a more successful way and we actually end up with the outcome that we wanted. And really just being okay with, every now and then having some setbacks, every now and then failing at something. I mean, when you started to learn how to ride a bicycle, we all know that nobody just goes on the bike and bam, first try, they're already cycling around the country. No, we all fall a few times and it's no big thing. We all do it. And that's why we don't necessarily look at learning how to ride a bicycle as a failure. We look at it as a learning. And that's what failure really is. It's just that we put a label of failure on things that are very emotional and a label of learning on things that are more common. Just like failing at riding a bicycle on your first, second, third try, and eventually learning how to do it. So one other thing that could be very helpful is learning about and practicing mindfulness. Because mindfulness, and I'm not talking about mindful meditation here, even though mindful meditation, great thing, and I absolutely invite you to try it. I'm talking about mindfulness. Mindfulness enables you to take a step back and almost observe your own life as if you're watching a TV show from the comfort of your couch. So things are happening right there in front of you on the big screen and you're observing. You are not emotionally so much attached to what's happening on the TV screen. You are an observer. And that's another great thing because it will help you to not react on autopilot, not react with huge emotions. You will take a step back, maybe you'll do a few deep breaths, and then you'll say, okay, this didn't work out the way I was planning. What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? Who can help me learn stuff from this? Okay, let's gather people around. Let's go, let's dissect. Let's reverse engineer. Let's figure out what we did, what we didn't do, and what might we do next time. Who can we bring in from the outside to maybe help us work through this? And that's the way you should be approaching failure, in a very logical, calm way, looking at failure for what it is, a learning, a growing opportunity. For you to learn something that you didn't know yet how to do. And when we approach it in that way, the funny thing happens. We can bounce back really quickly, maybe even recognize smaller failures before a big failure, because usually we have big goals. And to achieve those big goals, we need some milestones. And maybe we can already recognize at a milestone number 2 or a milestone number 3, oh, wait a second, this is not going the way it's supposed to be going. How can we, reset here? How can we take a step back? How can we put our thinking caps back on and rethink what to do before we just go to eventually end up failing on the big thing altogether? And once we get to that point when we can recognize failure sooner, when we learn how to plan things out in a way that we can recognize things not going the way they're supposed to go, we can catch little failures. Little failures will lead to smaller emotions, smaller emotional reactions. That will not bring us totally down. We can bounce back faster, try a new thing, try another new thing, and we will find things that do work, and we will actually achieve that success much faster. Because the worst thing that does happen, and it happened to me many times in the past, before I knew how to do this stuff, was that I would get depressed, I would get anxious. At some point, I was even contemplating suicide, and I came very, very, very close to actually committing suicide. Very close. We're talking seconds away. For what? For something not going the way I wanted. Thankfully, I didn't commit suicide. Thankfully, I did do a lot of inner work on my personal development, on my business development. Thankfully, I did a lot of what I was talking for the past, 15 minutes on this video. And I started taking lessons from those failures. I started growing from those failures, testing new things out, eventually finding things that do work. And little by little, one success, another success, another success. And now I'm the happiest I ever was. I'm living the best life that I can. And it's even hard to remember that just, barely a decade ago, my life was a complete mess. And look at me now, enjoying, being happy. Great things can happen when we develop healthy relationship with failure. And that's why I think it's so important that we talk about that stuff. I hope my camera is recording. Oh yeah, it is, thankfully. My Apple Watch went out and I didn't know if we're still recording or not. We have to talk about it because too many dreams are killed when people have wrong relationship with failure, and then they don't even try again and again and again and again, because they are fearing failure, because they don't want to experience those emotions again, they don't want to go down that path again. They start telling themselves that, maybe that's not meant for me, maybe, I'm not good enough for that. But that's mostly not the case. Mostly is just you haven't yet tried something that works. And this is especially true if there are people who did achieve what you are trying to achieve. Well, when you set a goal and say, I want to colonize Mars, well, nobody has yet achieved that. So, that might be a completely undoable goal. But we're not talking about pioneering huge things here. We are talking about normal stuff that others have achieved and you want to achieve as well. And so if others have done it, we just need to figure out how. And the easiest way is to try a whole bunch of things out, see what works, see what doesn't, learn from the things that don't work, and try again, try a different thing. get some help, internal or external. When I say internal, maybe within your team, within your company, within your circle of friends and family, or external, like, mastermind groups, coaching, mentoring, consulting, agencies that do this or that. I think I'm repeating myself already, so I better stop with this video. It's a topic that's very close to my heart, and I feel we're not talking enough about it, and we should break the taboo surrounding failure, because then we will have many more very happy people who will achieve what they are dreaming about. So yeah, that's enough for today. Let me know in the comments if there are any other things you want me to talk about, or connect with me on LinkedIn. If you like content like this, then feel free to subscribe to the channel, because I'm trying to create one hopefully valuable video every week for you to enjoy, to hopefully learn something from it, apply it in your own life, and achieve greater levels of success on your entrepreneurial journey. Take care, guys.